morning. My name is Parker Stinar, S-T-I-N-A-R. Today, the law firm of Onder, Onder Law, and Snyder Law filed a lawsuit against Timber Ridge Ranch on behalf of 8 survivors of sexual assault, sexual abuse, and rape. The lawsuit alleges that between 1996 and 2023, the plaintiffs, who are all minors at the time of abuse, were sexually abused, sexually assaulted, and raped by employees and/or agents of Timber Ridge Ranch. Despite numerous complaints over nearly 2 decades, Timber Ridge failed to take appropriate action to protect these young, vulnerable children from sexual predators, and instead enabled sexual predators and gave them unsupervised and unfettered access to vulnerable children. When victims attempted to report sexual misconduct, they were called liars and met with retaliation, including physical and sexual abuse. Timber Ridge Ranch has a history of failing to protect minors from sexual assault, sexual misconduct, and sexual abuse. In 2007, the Arkansas Office of Long-Term Care investigated Timber Ridge, finding that Timber Ridge failed to report events of sexual misconduct by employees, and that they had no records or proof of any investigation of this alleged misconduct. They didn't learn their lesson in 2007, and young, vulnerable children continue to be sexually assaulted and abused. Timber Ridge Ranch, a facility that claims to provide treatment and assistance to children with brain injuries and neurological challenges, can no longer cover up or ignore the allegations of sexual abuse, sexual assault, and rape. Today, 8 survivors of sexual assault demand accountability and justice against Timber Ridge Ranch and their agents and employees who conducted the assault, rape, and sexual violence, and Timber Ridge Ranch who enabled this conduct. We intend to hold Timber Ridge Ranch legally accountable and seek justice on behalf of these survivors. We call on all state and federal agencies to investigate the allegations contained in our complaint and any other allegations made against Timber Ridge Ranch over the years. In a moment, you'll hear from Timber Ridge Ranch survivor and plaintiff 1, Hudson. To all other survivors, we hear you, we believe you, you're not alone, and we'll fight with you to seek justice.
Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning to share this very important story with us. I'm Kayla Onder with the Onder Law Firm. This morning, Luke and many other brave survivors of sexual abuse came forward to file a lawsuit to hold their abusers accountable. I want to say how proud I am of Luke and all the other plaintiffs. However, I know that there are many other survivors out there. The state of Arkansas opened a 2-year window to file sex abuse cases for those whose statute of limitations had already run. By many interpretations, that window is likely to close on January 31st, 2024. Survivors of sexual abuse deserve their day in court and to hold their abusers and enabling institutions accountable. So if there is anyone out there who is negatively impacted by the heinous acts that occurred at Timber Ridge, I ask that you call myself, Kayla, at the Onder Law Firm, Parker at the Stinar Law Firm, or Paul Bird, and speak with us immediately. It is our hope that everyone affected will get justice.
Good morning. My name is Luke Hudson. I just wanted to say thank you for being here today. And I'm one of the plaintiffs in the civil lawsuit filed against Timber Ridge Neural Restorative and Savita, my Onder Law Firm, and the Steiner Law Firm, and the Paul Bird Law Firm. I'm here to tell you my story and why I decided to initiate this legal action. I was a patient at Timber Ridge Neural Restorative, a facility that claims to provide specialized care and rehabilitation for people with brain injuries. But instead of receiving the help and support that I needed, I was subjected to sexual, physical, mental, and emotional abuse by the staff members who were supposed to protect me. I was not alone. Many other patients suffered the same or worse fate as I did. The abuse was not only perpetrated by individual staff members, but also enabled and covered up by the management and administration of the facility. Whenever I tried to report the abuse and seek help, I was ignored, dismissed, and punished. I was told that I was lying, exaggerating, or imagining things. I was threatened, intimidated, and isolated, and I was physically tortured. I was denied basic rights such as privacy, dignity, and safety. Timber Ridge failed to protect me and the plaintiffs and enabled our abusers' conduct. The facility's lack of security cameras is an example, which allowed staff members to abuse us without any fear of being caught or held accountable. It also prevented us from having any evidence or proof of the abuse. We were left helpless and hopeless. The abuse that I endured has had serious and lasting consequences on my health and well-being. I have suffered numerous physical injuries such as bruises, cuts, burns, fractures, and infections. I also experienced psychological trauma. I was forced into bloody fights with other patients for the amusement of the staff members, leaving me with psychological disorders such as depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and suicidal thoughts. I lost my trust, my confidence, and my self-esteem. I lost my ability to function and to heal and to recover, and I lived in constant fear. I have chosen not to remain anonymous in this lawsuit because I want to speak up for myself and for all the other victims who have been silenced for too long. I want to expose the truth and seek justice for what I and other survivors of sexual abuse have gone through. I want to prevent this from happening to anyone else who may be in need of care and rehabilitation. And I want to boldly say that I'm not afraid anymore. Before I end my speech, although I'm well aware that we are only at the beginning of this battle, just the fact that I am standing in front of you today is a victory because I am being heard. I am unsilenced and I will not fall short of the goal. I am eager for the opportunity to shed light on the ones who have been profiting off the abuse and neglect of so many children over the years. I humbly believe this is the first step towards a victory, leading to a long line of victories that will result in safer environments for children in these types of programs. With that being said, I did want to thank some very special people for being here today. I would like to express my sincere thanks to the people who have been instrumental in this lawsuit and in my personal journey. First of all, I want to thank my attorneys Kayla, Onder, and Parker Snyder and his firm for working diligently. Mr. Paul Bird as well. For working diligently and tirelessly to achieve justice. They have been professional, compassionate, and courageous in taking on this case and fighting for our rights. I am grateful for their representation and support. I would also like to thank Meg Applegate, who is the CEO of the nonprofit Unsilenced, an organization that advocates for survivors of institutional child abuse and their journey to finding justice. Unsilenced has been a source of inspiration, empowerment, and healing for me and many others. They have provided me with resources, guidance, and a platform to share my story and raise awareness. I appreciate their work and their mission. Furthermore, I would like to thank Marissa Linderman and the advocacy team at Unsilenced. They have been very supportive as well. They have been my friends, my confidants, and my allies. They have listened to me, comforted me, and encouraged me. They have shown me that I am not alone, and that I am not broken, and I am not defined by what happened to me. They have given me hope and strength. And last but not least, I would like to thank my beautiful wife, who has been my rock and my angel. She has supported me while I take on this difficult matter, while still doing my best to be a father to our 2 children. She has loved me unconditionally, patiently, and faithfully. She has always stood by me, cheered me on, and lifted me up. She has been my partner, my soulmate, and my hero. Thank you all for being here today and being a part of my life. We are making a difference that will positively affect a lot of people. If you are injured, please do not be afraid to come forward. You are not alone.